Good morning, America. My name's Ron Burgundy. This just in, a news report on the major events happening in order to form a new nation. Now to our historian, Irving, for all the information on early America.
We will start off these news proceedings with a big purchase America has made with the French to take all the French-owned Louisiana territory. President Jefferson struck a deal with Napoleon to sell the land France had control over due to Napoleon believing that it wasn't worth keeping it, and selling land would pay off debts. So they ended up selling it for relatively cheap to Jefferson, and they took the offer to expand the nation. The effects of this expansion had become apparent as America rapidly gained land and slowly grew our economy. Expansion also helped the Democratic Republicans gain more influence in politics, as many who moved to the newly acquired land were Democratic Republicans.
Thank you, Irving, for that. Now in the news today, Little Turtle makes an appearance. Little Turtle, leader of the tribe known as Miami, defeats General Harmar and his army in a battle. Apparently this battle was due to Harmar and his army wanting to claim and settle on new land. What Harmar's army didn't know is that the land was already owned by the Miami tribe. The Miami tribe defended their land this time, maybe not next time. Also, Sacagawea helped Lewis and Clark on exploration today. Due to the purchase of the Louisiana Territory, Sacagawea was the tour guide of the Lewis and Clark expedition. This expedition took 2 years and 4 months and recorded severely valuable information about these western territories. Well, isn't that fantastic, Irving?
Yes, it is fantastic. On to other news. The Jefferson presidency has immense importance on these United States, after he had won the presidency in 1800 to become the nation's third president, preceding Washington and Adams. Although Jefferson had won it, it was because of Alexander Hamilton, who had to intervene, presenting a problem in how the Constitution had the electoral process set up. Now there is two elections, one for the president and one for the vice president. After taking office, he helped put more Democratic Republicans in government positions, balancing out the Federalists. Although he had power over the military, Jefferson decided to decrease the army and halt expansion of the Navy. He also rolled back Alexander Hamilton's economic program and reduced the influence of the Bank of the United States, along with getting rid of the internal taxes. I also want to take a look at the importance of the Constitution and the presidential cabinet. The Constitution was made to completely create a new government after it had become apparent that the Confederation had not worked as intended. It was more fluid than the Confederation was, but put more power into the federal government. It contained 3 branches, legislative, executive, judicial, that would help govern together, but would also check and balance each other so no one branch could get too powerful. Although the Constitution to finally get ratified, the Bill of Rights were added to give personal rights to the people so that anti-federalists would cast their vote. The Constitution only had the president and vice president in the executive branch, but Washington made the cabinet to help make policies. Within the cabinet there is a Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of War, and Attorney General. Now to our field reporter located in Boston. We'll share more information with you. Back to you, Caitlin.
I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts to discuss the important issues on trade relations, political parties, governments in the War of 1812. Starting with trade relations, the Embargo Act prohibited all American ships from trading with the foreign ports.
Prohibited because Americans wanted France and Britain to respect their neutral views. By closing all the ports, this had an opposite effect and Americans suffered greatly. This is where the War of 1812 broke out. By British restrictions, a major event in 1814 was when the British troops decided to burn the White House. Kind of like how they're burning all of this food. This was for the Americans attacking the city of York. The government responded by fleeing the city in 1815. The result of the war included the exchange of ratification. Now, the Judiciary Act was established
Magistrate Circuit, Supreme Courts. With this new system, the country was divided into districts. The country also started to divide when political parties were introduced. The two parties were Democrat, Republican, and Federalists. To Studio K8.
Thank you for tuning in, folks. That's all the news we have for today, and make sure to tune in tomorrow. And remember, stay classy, Southwick.